All right, beautiful people. It is your boy, Lyrical Voice, Lyrical God, Lyrical Voice, aka Mr. Light Life Empire himself, aka Mr. LVS Designs, aka Mr. Lyrical Voice Incorporated. Sheesh. And we are back. And as y'all could tell by today's title, healing those childhood wounds and experiences. Right? Now, hmm. Now for a lot of people, right? A lot of people don't know. Well, there's actually quite a few things that a lot of people don't know. Let's see. Like when it comes to those childhood traumas or ACE, known as adverse childhood experiences, right? Please just please part of my background. I am in a public setting. All right. I will try to edit that out as best as possible. Okay. Now, adverse childhood experiences, right? Which stems from potentially traumatic, experiences, within the age of birth to 17. Because of course, once you hit 18, you're considered an adult, right? Now, with these experiences can be, long lasting, depending on how impactful, these experiences are, you know, and depending on how impactful these experiences are can determine, the development and or well-being, you know, whether it be emotional, physical, and or behavioral problems, right? Now, physical things such as, sexual assault and things of that nature, you know, and emotional, physical, such as, sexual neglect, witnessing violence, and or just natural disasters in general, you know, serious matters, things that can actually be harmful, or create, these traumas or PTSD or whatever, right? Now, when it comes to these childhood traumas, you got abuse, like physical, sexual, emotional abuse, as well as neglect, can cause lasting harm, right? You have witnessing violence, such as exposure to domestic violence or community violence, can be traumatizing as well. You also have neglect, where physical and emotional neglect can be impactful to a child's development. Loss such as, losing a parent or divorce or separation of any kind, which can create separation anxiety and things of that nature. Disasters, medical trauma, so forth and so forth, right? Now, now, as it's been proven, right? Childhood trauma can lead to mental health issues. As I mentioned, anxiety, depression, and post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, right? You know, and these behavioral problems, from children who have experience may go through self regulation, and or substance abuse like alcohol, pills or LSD or things of that nature, right? Relationship difficulties. Now, relationship difficulties. Now, that's I'm gonna be honest with you. I can I can relate to that aspect when it comes to the mental abuse that I have experienced. And so with that, the whole relationship difficulties, can also be for individuals. Like it could be difficult for individuals to create healthy relationships and be able to actually obtain trust in others. People that we proclaim to care about. Now, I say proclaim because if you proclaiming something and yet your actions are not matching up to it, you know, like for instance, me saying that I trust all of my subscribers, that I can come out and meet y'all at any given moment in public, and I could trust that y'all won't rob me or y'all won't do anything harmful to me or try to set me up or whatever the case may be. You know, putting that trust, you know, in in such faith in such individuals, and yet my action or how I move, says that I don't trust y'all because I'm not willing to actually step out. I'm not actually willing to step out and connect with y'all in person. That's fear. That's mental trauma. You feel me? Social anxiety. You know, like social anxiety as far as like fear of rejection. Now rejection is something that we all suffer from and or have dealt with or experienced in some point of time or at some point within this experience in life, right? Now, understanding that rejection in most cases is protection, right? Rejection in a way is protection, right? Or at least that's how we should look at it, right? So understanding that, overstanding that, and having that understanding within self to feel secure within one's decision and or making choices or whatever the case may be. Having that confident, that you're making the right decision, and also that you are protected by the universe, by God, whatever it is that you believe. Um, because here's the thing: faith without works don't exist, right? So which means you can say all day long that you got faith in something, but yet if your dedication, your actions, and or doesn't align with what you're saying, then it's pointless. It's pointless. Now, substance abuse, a lot of people have a lot of people have turned to substance abuse such as alcohol, crack cocaine, um, marijuana, as they would say. But coming from a marijuana smoker, I don't think marijuana is something that you can really abuse. Um, uh, Shrooms and other LSD forms or whatever the case, you know, to cope with their to cope with their trauma. Now, a lot of people say or would suggest therapy or practice, any form of self care or finding support groups or building a support system. You know, now again, I do apologize for my surroundings, my background. I am in a public settings. All right, so you do have to bear with me and the intermediate noises that's in the background. All right, now I'm gonna be honest. What brought about this topic today? Um, was first off me being in my head and figuring out and overthinking, overanalyzing what it is that what it is that I can create today that could be meaningful. And then I started to think and get real in depth in the things that I've been hearing lately, conversations between me and my person. Okay. Um, honey, I do love you. You're the best. Okay. Um, I ain't gonna do too much. But Star, if you're out there, baby girl, daddy loves you. And when you're ready, I'll be ready. Now, in a way, me acknowledging my daughter actually did have something to do with this segment today. Because intuitively I've been feeling and getting the urge that my princess, my baby girl, is experiencing some trauma. Now I'm not sure exactly what those trauma experiences may be, and the reason why is here nor there. Okay. So with that being stated, I'm going to leave it up to the universe. I'm going to leave it up to the cosmos, leave it up to the ancestors, God, you know, that my baby girl is all right. And she'll find her way back to me soon when she's ready. Okay. Now, and that's a part of my adulthood trauma. Okay. Now, a lot of times, we do have experiences that we go through within our adult life, that either reopen wounds from those childhood traumas that we never faced, healed from, or whatsoever. And then we begin to put ourselves in a box. We begin to put ourselves in a box, right? And what I mean by putting ourselves in a box, I mean we begin to truly believe all of the projections and you know irregular, non-believable projections that was placed upon us or projected towards us. Excuse my English or my dialogue if it's not coming off, the way it's supposed to. But in a way you will understand. Um, we have experiences in our adult life, that reopen those wounds and you know that we have yet to face, heal from, or even acknowledge. Because in order to face it, you gotta first acknowledge it. You know, you gotta first recognize it. You gotta recognize that it's a problem. And then once you recognize that hurt, that problem, that pain, the rejections, the neglect. Once you recognize where all of that stems from, who it stems from, and where you was at when those things occurred. Once you acknowledge those things, then you can begin the process of progressing on from it, moving from it, healing from it. And the way that you heal from it, truly, is by forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for the things that you had no control of. forgiving those, forgiving those who, forgiving those who hurt you, forgiving yourself for hurting you, forgiving self, your childhood self, the inner child, forgiving that inner child for putting it in the box. You know, a lot of us fail to remember and realize that we were once kids. You know, operating in your heart space is low key acknowledging that inner child because you're acknowledging and operating in the things that brings you peace, things that bring you joy, things that bring you comfort, you know, things that actually ignite and show who you are as a being, as a source of energy. What is energy? A form of matter, which means that you matter. We matter. I matter. Okay? Now, before we continue, if you have yet to hit that like and subscribe button, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so that way you do know when I drop another blog, insightful video, or maybe a music video. You may never know what I may post on this blog channel. All right. Um. So with that being stated, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, empress and emperors. All right. Um. We are in an era. We are in an era hmm, where everything is what it is, yet what you see ain't always what it seems. It is what it is, yet everything that you see isn't always what it seems. Hmm. Interesting. Very interesting. It is what it is, yet it isn't always what it seems. Now I'm gonna let y'all ponder on that. I'm gonna let y'all ponder on that. You know, and I suggest that for anyone out there who has yet to begin to do the inner healing or to face those inner demons or have yet to begin the process of healing from those childhood traumas or even starting the process of forgiving yourself, I suggest you get a pen and paper. Or better yet, go on your phone, pull out your notepad, and begin to write out those things that or those experiences that really had you fucked up in the game. Those experiences that really made you almost want to give up. Write those experiences down, and then I want you to write down how you managed to get out of it. Write down, write down write down the place you were at when you received confirmation that it was not the end. Because see, here's the thing: if you're still here in this day and age, in this era, this time zone, where things are more wicked than you can ever imagine, to understand that you have purpose, understand that you have reasoning, you have a voice, and your position or your existence in some way, shape, form, or fashion is needed. It's needed. Now, I'm not going to hold y'all up here too long, but I'm going to say this last thing before we end this segment. A lot of time people go to church and pray for protection. And little do they know that the spirits go through rejection. Why not taking time during the day working on me? I got spirits in the other realm working up for me. You can say that I'm hallucination with a definition, but I promise it's something that they don't want you to know. Believe that. This is something that they don't want you to know. You can heal yourself mentally, medically, physically, and emotionally. You can heal yourself. But understand that everything is a form of manifestation and it all manifests first in the mind. So if you can mentally create it, then you can bring it into your reality and align it together to create a duality. It's your boy Lyrical Voice, Lyrical God, Lyrics Voice, Mr. Light Life Empire himself, aka Mr. LVS Designs, aka Mr. Lyrical Voice Incorporated. Sheesh. Aka the one and only creative voice. Oh, by the way, tickets are on sale now. Pop out. Pop out to the city. Come down to Gallery Place, Chinatown. You heard? Bulldogs. Yeah. Your boy in the Lyrical Voice will definitely be in the building performing. Tickets are on sale. You feel me? Artistic expressions, you heard? Shout out to CA Impact Media. Shout out to Heart for Success. Shout out to Bulldogs. You feel me? Um, so with that being stated, y'all stay tuned, y'all stay light, and be free. Light Life Empire, man. We out.